Welcome to this series of introductory lessons related to the time value of money. My name is Brent Pritchard. I teach college finance courses, and I'm here to help you grasp this all-important concept. This introductory series is designed to help you learn how to apply the mathematics of finance in less than a month, provided you commit to one or more lessons a day. It's that easy. Acquiring the hard skill that is the mathematics of finance does not need to be hard. I hope you enjoy this fun new take on this age-old concept. And after you've done that, please consider telling your friends about this channel, TVM Rules, and the book, Would Your Boomerang Return, also known as the Boomerang Book, that made it possible. I like to start every class with a quote, so here's the quote of the lesson from George Washington. Perseverance and spirit have done wonders in all ages. The focus of this lesson is on the building block time value of money equations for a perpetuity. In particular, how when using the TVM wallet and your financial calculator to analyze and evaluate real-world time value of money situations, you can input 9999 for uppercase N. Remember, a perpetuity is an annuity on steroids. So you could plug 9999 for the variable uppercase N in the building block time value of money equations for an annuity and get the same answer you would when using the building block time value of money equations for a perpetuity. You'll see this when we double check our work related to the real world situation, which you will recognize if you've been following along in this introductory unit. We've analyzed and evaluated this real world situation already, but we're going to do it again. And I'm going to show you how you can actually triple check your work with this real world situation and questions just like it. So let's draw the TVM wallet. That's the first step. Remember, the TVM wallet is our solution to analysis paralysis. It gives us the steps that we need to take to analyze and evaluate real-world time value of money situations. There are 3 simple steps. And remember, every window in the TVM wallet relates to one of the TVM rules. So let's start in the first window of the TVM wallet and let's visualize, because this is good practice. Let's visualize what we got going on here. Here's the abridged symbol, and this is a perpetuity, so payments are expected to continue indefinitely. And we want to solve for the present value of an ordinary perpetuity, so we're going to circle that. Now I'm going to write in the 5 variables, the 5 primary TVM variables, the inputs, the keys on your financial calculator that you're going to be using more often than not. And I'll put an OP here in parentheses to remind us that we're solving for the present value of an ordinary perpetuity. So present value is pretty general. Present value of an ordinary perpetuity, that's specific. How are we telling time in between period markers on this timeline? Well, this is an annual time span, so we'll put an A here in the subscript for uppercase N, and that's great because we were provided with the true annual investment yield, and we know that only a true annual investment yield will work here. Why? Because we have an annual time span in between period markers on this timeline. We've got a $50,000 PMT payment. And here's what I'm talking about with respect to 9999. When you are using the TVM wallet in conjunction with your financial calculator and you're plugging numbers, you can input 9999 for uppercase N. And when we do this and we plug these numbers and we solve for the present value of an ordinary perpetuity, we get $1,250,000. Now let's double check our work. And we're going to double check our work with 2 building block time value of money equations. We're going to start with the building block present value of an ordinary perpetuity equation. And here's how this equation is written. In the denominator, we have the true investment yield underlined, where I underlined equals I, the true investment yield, minus G, the constant growth rate of the PMT payment if applicable. So here, We don't have any growth. We don't have a positive growth rate. So that PMT payment's staying flat, or said another way, it's equal or even or level. And so our I underlined here is 0.04. That's the decimal form of 4%. So when we write out these values, we've got our $50,000 PMT payment, 0.04 in the denominator, and we get the present value of an ordinary perpetuity. We get $1,250,000, which is great. I'm going to circle that because that is the correct answer. So now up here in the upper right-hand corner of this slide, let's also solve this. Let's also double check. Actually, let's triple check, because that's really what we're doing here. We're going to be using the present value of an ordinary perpetuity equation. And here's how this equation is written. 1 plus I raised to the power of uppercase N minus 1. Got the same thing down here in the denominator, and then times the true investment yield. So the present value of this ordinary annuity on steroids, because that's what a perpetuity is. I think we're going to have enough room here. 1.04. Here's where we put 9999 minus 1. 1.04 raised to the power of 9999 times 0.04. And when we solve for the present value of this ordinary annuity on steroids, we get $1,250,000. And I'm going to circle that because that is the correct answer that we just triple checked. So that's a wrap. If you liked what you learned in this lesson, please consider telling your friends about this channel, TVM Rules, and the book that made it possible. Your educational journey can be likened to the sport of running, which can have both a team and individual aspect, depending on the situation. Knowledge, comprehension, and application of the mathematics of finance might get you an A in school, but corporate America is a playground for decision makers. Reaching the point at which a decision can be made requires that you progress up the higher switchbacks that are single track trails. There are no shortcuts. Would Your Boomerang Return prepares you for this eventuality as it relates to applying the mathematics of finance to analyze and evaluate real-world time value of money situations. If you haven't purchased your copy yet, all the important information on this all-important topic is gift-wrapped within the cover of Would Your Boomerang Return. Until next time, enjoy the gift that is the present.